line. I don't went to the gym. So Lions say, Brad and them say they in the market for offensive guard. That Manu dude, they talking about, like, I guess switching them from right guard to left guard. I don't know. I read an article switching the position. I'm just thinking they maybe going to switch him to tackle. They talk about how athletically gifted he is and how tall he is. I don't see why they don't prep him to be a right tackle or a left tackle. That's my thing about it. If he's such an offensive marvel, but if you're going to do a lot of pulling, then his athletic ability could be on display at guard. My thing is, if he's so athletically gifted, they should be prepping him to be tackled. They brought back that dude with the African name, no disrespect, to play guard. But I think they feel like they need a real veteran presence at guard, and they haven't found it. There's some guys still out there. Brandon Sheriff used to play with the Skins, came from the Jaguars. So I don't know if they're going to get another young guy. And then they have a very young guard room. I want to see Sorsdale was supposed to be he was a tackle in college, but he's supposed to be translated as a guard in the NFL. The African dude is a guard. Really, Dan Skipper by trade is a guard. They play him at left tackle a little bit. Grant Glasgow is all interior, center or either guard spot. Sorsdale, dude with the African name. So at the end of the day, really, to me, they kind of probably need a tackle prospect. Shit, they need a tackle and a veteran guard. Playing skipper because you're going to lose Taylor Decker for a couple games. So unless they trending to put that Manu dude at tackle or Sorsdale back at tackle, they need another tackle prospect too when they look at the offensive line. But I'll say this, Mahogany played well last year. In a game or two, he was the Lions' top-rated PFF player. So they definitely need another couple of the offensive linemen the way I see it. But if they go out there and get a veteran guy, they probably gonna need a veteran just from the experience standpoint of view, especially a veteran. They got some experience, high level. They don't want to play with that offensive line. And I don't understand why the Lions play around and be cheap with critical positions. You know what I'm saying? Don't be cheap with the offensive line, because your quarterback is a statue in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? He's a legit statue in the pocket. So, the quickest way to the quarterback is right up the middle. So don't play around with that blitz pickups. Don't play around with blocking assignments or, the offensive tackle getting turned like a turnstile. Golf can end up on his back real quick, soon, and in a hurry. So they can draft another guy, but then you will have 3 or 4 young guard prospects. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, if I'm drafting a guard, I'm drafting a tackle prospect, and I'm gonna play him at guard and prep him to play tackle. That's just how I look at it, but they look at it as a total different way. Brad look at stuff and he look at it different than I do. So that's what they should be doing, taking a tackle prospect and just working them out at guard and moving them to tackle. They got to understand, Decker going to miss some games, and Decker's on his last leg. So, that's the one thing about working in America. Living in America, my friend. That's one thing about it is that, the personal feelings get involved. And not how you do the job. At some point, Decker is solid, but at some point, they gotta let it go and literally start to get his replacement in there. So if I'm looking at it and I'm getting a young guy, I'm getting a guy that's a tackle prospect. And if I need him to, play guard, he can. And most tackles can play guard. Most tackles can play guard, but most guards can't play tackle. That's the difference. Tackle is the true hard position on an offensive line. And I say center too, but tackle for sure. playing against these athletic freaks like Michael Parsons, Nick Bosa, and those type of guys, like, yeah. But they got to go out there and find one, and they dragging their feet on finding one. And I think they feel really, really good about Mahogany coming in and stepping in and playing well. But the thing about it is, he had some injury issues last year. So you got to build that depth unless you're ready for one of those young guys to step in and play guard. So, probably it's hard to get some of them older guys to come in and compete with a guy that if the competition is close, he going to get the nod. Or do y'all really want him to start and you just the depth guy just in case he get hurt? Most guys don't want to join the team and they play based on, an injury. They want to start. They want to play, especially across the offensive line. They want to play. So that's the hard dealings about it. Most guys want to play. So, they can go young, and they have a very young offensive line. Just in general, as far as depth and starters. Frank has been there. Sewell has been there. Decker been there, but out in Glasgow. But then behind them, the dude with the African name, Asawaki, whatever his name is. That's how I pronounce that all. Sorsdale, Manu, Mahogany. They got a lot of young guys there. At some point, you got to be prepared to turn over. You got to be prepared to turn over that offensive line. And I think Brad Holmes has put them in a great position to be able to have a changeover at the offensive line. I think he put them in a great position. I think he put them in an extremely great position to be able to turn over that offensive line, bro. So, shout out to him because at some point, he can change it over and it's going to be cheap. He can change it over and it's going to be cheap. And that's why you take, you find some good offensive linemen everywhere in the draft too, and that's why you do scouting, that's why you do developing and all that type of stuff. So yeah, man. So he said they're in the market for that. They doing a lot of interviews. It's the league meetings, so we'll see what happens. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link description. Like I said, hit that link tree. You can find me everywhere. It's the first link in the description. Support the platform. I appreciate y'all. Best way to donate is share. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. One time for the one time. Peace.